I think The Substance is the best horror movie to hit movie theaters in years. It stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. It's directed by Coralie Farge. It is about this fading Oscar-winning actress, Elizabeth Sparkle, who has gone from this huge prominence, almost like it girl type of status, you know what I mean? And now she is this morning show TV Pilates instructor. And she's getting fired by Dennis Quaid, who plays Harvey, a very obvious ripoff of Harvey Weinstein. And this movie just doesn't hold back any punches whatsoever. It's very obvious, it's very upfront, and there's not a lot of nuance in its direct message, and that being all about women beauty standards in Hollywood and how messed up they are. The second you just kind of fall from, those very particular beauty standards, you are completely cast aside and not cared about. And it's a really messed up circumstance that this movie calls a lot of attention to. So anyway, Sparkle gets fired and has to look for some sort of alternative to get her career back. And she finds The Substance, which is this thing that utilizes like syringes and liquids and all of these really sketchy medical supplies to create this better version of yourself. And that is Margaret Qualley for Demi Moore. And from there, it just spirals into this bloody, gory mess. And I mean, like, really just absolutely disgusting. I got the privilege to see this movie at the Cannes Film Festival during the premiere, and somebody literally fainted during the film and had to get taken away on a stretcher. But most of the audience was so locked into this movie that the only people that really noticed that this guy fainted and saw him get taken away on a stretcher were the people right next to him. Something that writer-director Coralie Farge has shown throughout her career in this film and then her debut film Revenge is that she loves to flip genres that exploit women and their bodies on their heads. Her first film was Revenge, and Revenge was this rape exploitation film flipped on its head, a genre typically known for really kind of glorifying these rapist men and further demeaning the women victims. Completely flips it on its head. The rapists, they are not forgiven, they are pulverized, and the women get to be the ones who pulverize them. So here with The Substance, she does something really similar for body horror, a genre that is kind of known for exploiting women and their bodies. She takes that and kind of runs with it, playing on the beauty standards that I was talking about, and just creates the type of film that you are never going to forget. The direction that this film goes by the third act, and then its just final few cathartic scenes are just truly bonkers, ridiculous, wild, and just unbelievable. You will love it if you can take gore. Demi Moore revitalizes her career with this role, just playing with such nuance and poise, and with a role that really examines her body. It's a very vulnerable type of role, the type of role that would seem almost impossible for someone to play, and yet she really pulls it off, and she is phenomenal here. And if she somehow ran away with an Oscar nomination from this film, I would be so glad. That's probably never gonna happen in a million years, but I've seen some articles talking about it, so maybe there's a long shot hope of that happening, and to me that would be amazing. And at the core of this film, aside from just the absolute bombs it is chucking at the male gaze in Hollywood, this film at its core is about our identity and our conscience and how outside perspectives change the way that we ourselves act and just change who we are in general. You see in this film, Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley start out the same. They are the same person, but as they are perceived differently, even though they are technically the same person, they become different people due to these outside perspectives. It's a really interesting take on just humanity in the way that we work in human nature, and it's the type of conversation that I just think is a really interesting conversation to have, especially from just a body horror movie. Like, I love it. I love being able to have these kind of conversations from a movie like this. And this film is aided by some of the snappiest editing of the year, an incredible bass boosted score, some visceral sound design, outlandish practical special effects, and just so much more. Oh, also the cinematography. Oh my god, the cinematography of this film is incredible. I forgot to mention that almost. Yeah, this to me is not only a 5-star movie, but is currently my favorite film of the year and one of my favorite films of the decade so far. It's just so good. I've already seen it 3 times, and I'm gonna see it more before it's out of theaters. It's fantastic. I highly recommend that you go and check it out. I can't say enough good things about this movie. Please feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to have a discussion about this film because I'm very passionate about it, if I'm being honest. Also, last week somebody said something about me like being at the foot of my bed and how that's kind of annoying. I'm sorry. This is kind of the only place I can really be in because, like, I'm in a shoebox of a dorm. Like, really, my dorm is tiny, and this is the best place where I can get window light, have some posters in the background at least, and just have a little bit of pizzazz, and also be able to place my camera in a decent position. So I'm sorry I'm at a foot of a bed. I wish I could be in a better spot, but just sadly, I don't have room for that here, and I hope that's okay. All right, we'll see you all in the next movie review. Take care.